This will be a demo of how to build a Möbius strip in Blender. Here you can see we have a true Möbius strip, and if we go into edit mode, press 3 for face select and hold down the option key, or all on Windows, you can see if I select a face, it'll select all the way inside and outside because we have one continuous flows of faces here. Um, if we look at this kind of hollow cylinder structure, you can see we can select the inner faces, we can select the outer faces, we can select kind of this fine edge on the top, but with the Mobius strip, it exhibits these kind of peculiar properties where if we select one face loop on the top, it goes all the way around, and these outer face loops go all the way around too. So let's make it. The first thing we'll do is I'll create a new document, and I'm just going to press the letter A for select all, X for delete, delete everything there. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a curve. Now I'm going to add a basic circle curve. Now I should say there's a lot of different ways to make Mobius strips. This system is a little pokey, but it uses the simplest tool set. So now that we've made a curve, we're going to click on the gimbal on the Z-axis, so we're looking straight down, and hold Tab for edit mode. We'll click in space, click in the void here, so we have nothing selected. Now I'm going to make a box selection and select half the curve. Now I'm going to hit spacebar for search, or F3 if you don't have that set up, and I'll press SPL, write the word split. So now we've split the curve, and it does not look like a circle anymore. So because we've split this, we actually have two halves of a circle. I'm going to press escape because I don't want to actually move that. So now we just need to fix these two halves. So I'm going to click on one point. I'm going to press R for rotate and 45. That looks good. Now I'm going to click on seemingly the same point, but you can see the handles have moved, which means I got its double. So now I'll press R and 45 again. And you can see this has made it worse, but if I hit the minus key, we're good. So when you're putting in parameters in Blender, you can hit the negative symbol before or after you've put the number in. It doesn't matter. So now we're going to do the same thing here. R45 minus, we'll click here, R45. So now our circle looks like a circle again, but it is in fact made of two halves. Okay. And it's really crucial. I'll just remind you that doing those transformations, you want to have the Z-axis selected so you're not accidentally rotating things on other axes. All right, now that we've done that, we're going to take the mouse here. We're going to go to the data section, this little green line, object properties, and we're going to click on this little option geometry. And here for extrude, we're going to just drag that out so that our curve looks like a cylinder. All right, almost there. So now we're going to click on one of these points. And technically, we could twist this point by 180 degrees. So to twist, we can hit Control T or Command T and 180. And now we have technically created a Mobius strip here. However, I mean, this would be fine, but I don't love this one because it's a very steep twist right here, and then the rest of it is unchanged. So I'm going to press Control Z. Now I'm going to press Control T again for twist, and this time I'm just going to twist it 90 degrees. Now I'm going to click seemingly on the same spot, but just make sure I've got the other one by pressing G to grab and escape to put it back. And now I will press Control T 90 minus. So we've rotated the two ends 90 degrees, which gives us the equivalent of a 180-degree twist. All right, we're getting there. So now I'm going to rename this Mobius. I have to do that at some point. I'm going to right click on this curve in object mode and go to the convert to menu and convert it to a mesh. Okay. And you may think it's a good idea to merge it together, but that creates some other peculiarities. So I found that using the simplest tools this way works. So we'll go to the modifiers and we'll add a modifier, search. We're going to add solidify, and we will set the offset to 0. It's really important. And then the thickness can be whatever suits your fancy. I'm going to go with that. Now you notice this has all this weird shading on it, and that's because the shading is set from when it was a curve. So if we right click on this and go to shade auto smooth, it kind of cleans it up for us. We can also right click on it and shade flat. That's fine too. So we're getting close, but you can see, especially if we shade auto smooth, it has these kind of weird seams on it. So we got to get rid of those seams. So to do that, we're going to hit tab to go into edit mode. Oh, I'm sorry, backtrack one step. To do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply this solidify my monitor. So we'll click the drop down on it and apply. And now we'll go into edit mode. And we'll press Option or Alt and Z to enter X-ray and 3 for face select. And if we zoom way in, we can see that these faces don't quite line up. And this is what we need to fix. So the first thing is we don't actually want faces in the middle here. So with X-ray mode, we can see a little point where the face is. So we can select this internal face, X, delete face, select it again, X, delete face, okay? And now we have to do the same thing back here. So we kind of rotate it to see that point. Select that, X to delete face, select again, X, delete face. So now we've no internal faces in our scene. Very good. So now we're going to press 1 for point select. We'll zoom in close so we can see these kind of double points here. And we could connect these manually, or we can kind of do it in one go, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to press A for select all, M for merge, and I'm going to choose this option, merge by distance. And I click on this little menu and nothing happens yet. It's set to 0001. And we don't want to click the sliders either way because they'll give us too much. What we want to set this to is 005. And now all those points are connected. And I can leave X-ray mode, Option Z, press 3 for face select. And there we have it, a quick Möbius strip. We can, of course, add like subdivision or whatever to make it smoother, but this should work. And we can see if we do loop select on one face, it selects all the way around. So we have achieved a true Möbius strip where you can walk around this structure forever.